morning everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the topic called modern historians of ancient India. Okay, this was the topic name. As I mentioned you earlier, so the syllabus actually starts from the IVC and prehistoric sources and all these things. So before actually going to the the syllabus, we have to know about the certain aspects. Why? Because as I already mentioned you, that it gives the view set, like how you have to how you have to know history. This particular chapters will make you understand the history as a one science, rather than it's like a factual thing, like a collection of facts. It has some history has some kind of it has a scientific approach to study history. So this particular chapters will make you aware of that particular scientific approach. ఓకే,
ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోల కోసం ఇప్పుడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ లింక్ కోసం డిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో చూడండి. ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ మీ విజయానికి మీకు తోడుగా.
So modern historians of ancient India. So how the what are the situations? So in this chapter we'll try to the following topics. We'll try to understand this chapter in the following topics. The first topic was colonial view set or viewpoint. Nationalist viewpoint. Okay, so we have the history of India, especially the ancient India, like it has started because of the we have two major view sets, that is colonial view set and nationalist view set. So the colonial view set means the following things. So why, like after 1765, okay, means East India Company established British rule in Bengal. In Bengal at that time means at present Bihar, Bengal and Orissa. These three combinations of Bengal at that time. So after Battle of Buxar in 1764, East India Company has established British rule in Bengal. Okay, so after this, now they became the rulers. Okay, so rulers, in order to rule the country, they have to understand the situations in the country. So for making to understand that, this made them to know about the India. So this made them to know about India. So they want to know about India through ancient literature. So this made them to actually do many translations. For example, in 1776, the Manusmriti is translated into Code of genital laws. Okay, the Manusmriti is regarded as a law book. Now also, whatever the criminal justice system and the civil justice system, whatever the law system we follow in India, is based on this Manusmriti only.
ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోల కోసం ఇప్పుడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ లింక్ కోసం డిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో చూడండి. ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ మీ విజయానికి మీకు తోడుగా.
This Manusmriti, so it has that when a particular person every society has its own ethics. So what is good in one society may not be good in other society. For example, see in Saudi Arabia or West Asian countries, so women they have very limited rights there, but here women has, when you compared with them, you have more rights. Okay, so at that and Saudi Arabia is not investigation country. It's not wrong because the society ethics is like that at that time. Means now the society ethics says that okay, woman was given this much position only, but the situations will be different based on the society to society. Okay, so if it is in Western countries like USA and England, the women will have more freedom and all these things. So it society to society it depends. So this Manusmriti is like the it will give the a bird eye view of like what values means the society is composed of. So when you'll give punishments, so if you go against that particular norm only, you'll give punishments to get back them into the standard line of the society. So this Manusmriti is the base for our a criminal justice system and even civil justice system. So in order to understand, they felt that Manusmriti is so they have translated into the code of genital laws. Okay, then in 1784 Asiatic Society of Bengal was established by William Jones. Okay, he is the civil he works under East India Company, so he has a genuine interest. So in East India Company, in order to understand India, they have employed many people to read about the literature and convert them into English, and so that they can understand while administrating the country. So he is a one officer like that. So while doing this process, he genuinely got interest in Indian literature. So he has established Asiatic Society of Bengal. Okay, so he has established the Asiatic Society of Bengal. This is a club where all interested people who want to who is reading about Asiatic society and its literature, they can come and they can share the knowledge. Okay, it's like an association, a small club. Okay, so and later in 1861, Archaeological Survey of India was established. Later in 1922, the Harappan civilization is also discovered by Britishers only. Because of their constant efforts and their genuine interest of certain civil servants, this all things got possible. That is Asiatic Archaeological Survey of India and 1920 Harappan civilization is one of the before discovery of Harappan civilization, Indians history is not considered as a history only. Means they feel like it's nothing. It doesn't have any heritage that has to be valued.
ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోల కోసం ఇప్పుడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ లింక్ కోసం డిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో చూడండి. ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ మీ విజయానికి మీకు తోడుగా.
But after the discovery of Harappan civilization only, Indian civilization were given the value that it has its own roots of its own. Okay, so what is the after means doing these many efforts, so what are the intentions, with what intentions of Britishers, what are the reasons or intentions of Britishers to know about our ancient Indian history. So intentions were, so first one, as I told you, in order to to better rule. Okay, in order to easily rule the people, it will be easy for them to rule if they know about their culture and all these things, or what their society values, in order to understand the Indian society and to rule it better way without any kind of much what is that much please cut here. Okay, start from here. So in order to rule better, so that there is no much resistance from the people. Okay. And one more thing is intellectual interests also. Intellectual interests means people like William Jones. Because of his extensive reading of Indian literature, he felt that many Indian language, many Indian words has roots similar to the Greek language. Okay, Greek and other European languages. So they felt like, William Jones felt that Indian languages, okay, is very much similar to their ancient language, ancient European languages. Okay, for example, in Hindi, cow is called gav. Okay, so it has a similar protection, cow gav, okay, like that. Okay, so ilanti like similar ga Indian వాటికి and తర్వాత like European languages ki same ఉండడం వల్ల, సో ఇది జెన్యూన్ గా ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ గా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ పుట్టిందన్నమాట. సో మిగతా వాళ్ళు కూడా ఇలాగ విలియం జోన్స్ లాగా ఇంట్రెస్ట్ జెన్యూన్ గా ఒక లైక్ లిటరేచర్ నుంచి ఒక కల్చర్, ఒక సొసైటీ కల్చర్ గురించి తెలుసుకోవాలనుకున్న వాళ్ళందరూ సో ఇండియన్ లిటరేచర్ మీద ఇంకా వాళ్ళంతట ఓన్ గా చదవడం మొదలు పెట్టారు. ఓకే, వన్ ఈస్ ద ఇంటెలెక్చువల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్. ద అదర్ వన్ ఇస్ Revolt of 1857 was an eye-opener. Eye-opener to British administration. Okay, so see, till 1857 there were revolts, okay, like tribal uprisings, and they are like peasant uprisings, small uprisings were there, and Britishers could successfully suppress them. But the intensity of 1857 was so high, it took so much time it took so much time, nearly like 1 year or like 1.5 years, 2 years, so to get the control of the situation only. So this made the colonial administration to understand that people are frustrated, so they have to change their mode of administration. That's why they felt like, in order to change their mode of administration, they felt like they have to understand better, or they have to change their administration to a responsible way. It means that they have to understand the needs of the people to certain extent and rule accordingly. So for that also they want to they made more efforts to know about the India's past. Okay, then efforts of Christian missionary. Okay, so with this Britishers, after coming in India, like their another aim is to spread Christianity also. So these Christian missionaries, people who want to aim for spreading Christianity in India, they also want to know about the Indian past. Why? Because they want to find out the loopholes or vulnerable points in Indian religion, that is majorly Hinduism. Okay, by this time Britishers established rule in India, the major religion was Hinduism. So in order to propagate their own religion, they have to show the bad thing in the Hinduism, so that they can say that there is an alternative way to this particular problem, to bad aspects of Hindu religion, is to convert into Christianity. So in order to sell that use that as a selling point, they want to find out the vulnerabilities of Hindu religion. So in order to finding out the vulnerabilities of Hindu religion, so they themselves dug our past. Okay, they want to know about our past, so they in order to knowing about the past, they did research, or they went on and they learned Sanskrit and read our ancient books. So that, and example, they felt that caste system, okay, is the very discriminative practice that was found in India. Okay, so the Christian missionaries felt used this as a selling point, and they have urged people to convert into Christianity, because Christianity doesn't have this kind of stratification in the society based on birth. Okay, so that's why. So these are the major intentions, like better rule, intellectual interests, okay, then result of 1857, and effects of Christian missionaries. These are the major reasons for the Britishers to know about the India's past. Okay, so based on their study, so most of the study was based on the study of the Britishers. Okay, and they gave certain generalizations about our ancient society. So what are those generalizations? So what are the means? They did so much of study. I told you many books they have read, and they felt that, and they gave these many generalizations. Okay,
ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోల కోసం ఇప్పుడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్. యాప్ లింక్ కోసం డిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో చూడండి. ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ మీ విజయానికి మీకు తోడుగా.
So the generalizations were, they said that historians of India, basically ancient India, lacked the sense of history, especially in terms of time. Okay, so what it means is, so like I told you, history is also a it has to be studied in a scientific way. Means history, we'll study history to know about the past, but in order to reconstruct the past, it should be certain, like events. This event happened during this time, next this happened, then this happened, then this happened. Okay, so it should be some kind of chronology should be there. But historians who worked under British, they found that when they have referred our ancient books, they found that we do not have that kind of sense of history, especially in terms of time. We did not mention about which maybe with reference, something like example, many historians, our own historians has written many books, so they have mentioned that this event has happened before death of Buddha or after death of Buddha. So it's like they did not specifically give the time period, but they have mentioned that relative thing, like this has happened earlier, Buddha was there, after death of Buddha this was there, like that they have mentioned. Okay, so that's why the British historians felt that ancient Indian historians doesn't have the sense of history. Okay, this is one generalization. So another generalization they have found is caste system is the peculiar feature of India. Okay, and they felt it is very discriminative. Okay, this is the another feature they felt, another generalization they have given. And one more thing is, and they found that Indians accustomed to despotic rule. Okay, despotic rule means all the powers are concentrated on single person or a group of persons only, and they will use those powers according to their will. Okay, so there is no kind of some kind of restrictions or some kind of like responsibility to tell that why they have used that. So despotism means all the powers are concentrated in the single person, and they can use that powers according to the will, irrespective of answerable to some other people or major sections of the society or people. Okay, so the despotic rule antarma. So Indians accustomed to the despotic rule, that was the feature they have found. And another thing is, Indians worried about otherworldly problems. Okay, otherworldly problems means they like ancient religion will our ancient religion mostly talks about karma siddhanta means it's like predestined. So whatever you're having, whatever the life you're having in this means whatever the life you having in this life is already predetermined, and whatever the lives you'll have after this, so that also is predetermined. Nothing was there in your hand. And other thing is, we believe in life after death. Okay, so we'll believe that if you'll do good deeds, you'll go to heaven, or if you'll do bad deeds, you'll go to hell, or something like that. So life after death, and everyone will try. Our religion will talk about salvation. Salvation is attained by by living, means by leading a saint life. Okay, so saint life means you have to leave all the responsibilities of what average person will have. So you have to leave all the responsibilities. You have to leave all the responsibilities what an average person will have, and you have to deal with them. Okay, salvation is this. Okay, so you have to leave the responsibilities of present life, and you have to lead a saint life. So then only so it is called as otherworldly problems. Means Indians are more worried of how the life will be after death. Okay, so they felt like Indians are worried about otherworldly problems. Okay, and another feature they have observed is, Indians did not experience the feeling of nationhood, nor has the experience of self-rule. Okay, it means that, so they don't know what is the feeling of nationhood. Nationhood is a feeling of common brotherhood because of sharing same culture, living in the same territory, and using the similar resources. So that kind of feeling of brotherhood related to one particular land is called as a nationhood. So they felt that after reading Indian ancient literature, the colonial historians felt that Indians doesn't have experienced the feeling of nationhood, and they do not have the experience of self-rule. So one thing you have to note here is, what are the generalizations they have made about the ancient society? They are somewhat distorted. Why they have made like this? So why they have made like this? Because most of the people, like historians, mostly they are pro-imperialists. Okay, they are pro-imperialist, and they are working under East India Company, that is Britishers. So obviously there will be means whatever the generalizations they'll make, it has to satisfy the needs of the East India Company. East India Company want to use India as a colony.
ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోల కోసం ఇప్పుడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్. యాప్ లింక్ కోసం డిస్క్రిప్షన్ లో చూడండి. ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ మీ విజయానికి మీకు తోడుగా.
So that's why they have made means they have to they have constructed history in such a way that satisfy the needs of the colonial interest. Okay, so for example, see this one. See, otherworldly problems. So they felt like Indians are worried about otherworldly problems. Though there is an instances of otherworldly problems, but there are also instances where we have the dealt with this means we have the history of good rule also during Ashoka, during Akbar time. Many instances are there, but they have highlighted only this aspect. Why? Because they want to indirectly say that since Indians are worried about the otherworldly problems by leaving the problems of this world, so they felt that it is their moral obligation to look after the problems of this world. That's why they are morally obliged to Indians, that that they are doing some kind of good to Indians because they don't know how to rule them. So that's why they are teaching and Indians how to rule them. So that's why it's like they portrayed it as a white man burden. Okay, they portrayed it as a white man burden, and they also said that there is no feeling of nationhood and experience of self-rule. So using this, they can sell their point that since they don't know how to rule, so we can help them to rule. So that's why they can say that British rule in India is good for India only. Why? Because and they have through their thing I told you, they don't have this feeling of nationhood and experience of self-rule. Okay, so these are the intentions. So there is not every generalization is wrong, but there are certain generalizations which are actually distorted according to the needs of the Britishers. So like certain generalizations which are right, as I told you earlier, this Indians lack the sense of history. Yes, we lack sense of history in ancient time. Why? Because most of the events what was written in the ancient literature were do not have any time period, but only mentioned according to the relative aspects like death of Buddha or birth of Buddha, all these things. Okay, these are the things. And there is a issue of otherworldliness also. But along with otherworldliness, there are instances of self-rule also. We spoke about many issues of this world also, like Jainism, Buddhism, and even Dhamma policy will talk about the means how to conduct a good life. Okay, so all these things will talk about, means these are the things that came from India only, but the Britishers only highlighted the aspects that suit the requirement. Okay, this is the generalizations. Okay, then what is nationalist viewpoint? So nationalist viewpoints, mainly the nationalist viewpoint is given by the Western educated Indians. Okay, by around 19th century, the second half of 19th century, like that, we have Western educated Indians. So these Western educated Indians, they read about they are trained in the modern sciences. Okay, whether it can be anything, modern sciences of ancient history of Europe and all these things. They have that rationalist viewpoint. So they, after reading all these things, and they have seen the history of India that was written by colonial people, they felt that it is actually history of India is very much distorted as per the needs of the Britishers. And because of this distorted nature, so we are Indians lacking confidence. means we felt like whatever they're saying, we don't know, we don't have capacity to rule, means yes, we are taking, yes, history, we don't have the instances of self rule, so we don't know how to rule, so let them rule, we are living like that. So lack of, means it is giving, it is hurting our confidence. So modern educated Indians, what they did is they want to reconstruct a history in order in the lines of building a ground for social reform and to build confidence and pride among fellow Indians. And it also give Western educated Indians want to give the real picture of ancient history to Indians and also to the colonial historians. Okay, so major people were Rajendra Lal Mitra, G. Bhandarkar, K. Rajwadi. Okay, Rajendra Lal Mitra. So these are the people who prominently worked here. This Rajendra Lal Mitra, he is also social reformer and worked for woman upliftment. Okay, he wrote a book called Indo-Aryans. Okay, in Indo-Aryans, he gave the earlier he gave a picture that Aryans got settled here, and even they are the people that has made the caste discrimination very rigid. Okay, even though caste system was there in India, it's not so much as rigid. Okay, then Bhandarkar. Okay, G.D. Bhandarkar, he has written the political history of Shatavahanas. Okay, then K. Rajwadi. His work is considered as a very classical work. He has reconstructed the Maratha history. He did intensive field work, and he went to every village in Maratha and Maharashtra, and collected all the data and reconstructed the Maratha history in a proper chronological way. Okay, so that's why his book was referred as a classic book for researchers who of history. Okay, then he even wrote about the history of institution of marriage. So history of institution of marriage also has written. So the works of these people made colonial historians to understand that Indians are capable to understand the history in a scientific way and reconstruct it. So this made them to give distorted pictures of Indian history also, and their work also motivated many Indian people to pursue ancient history, to know about a culture and society. Okay, and so early historians, nationalist aim is to mainly for social reform and to build confidence, but later, so mostly their work concentrated on for developing the political history of the country, Okay, so later, after few years, there is a major shift from political to non-political history. Political to non-political history, what does it mean is, so political means the history is more concerned as who is the ruler, and what are his like administrative policies. Means who ruled at what time.
ఇలాంటి మరిన్ని వీడియోల కోసం ఇప్పుడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేయండి ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ లింక్ కోసం డిస్క్రిప్షన్లో చూడండి. ప్లాటో ఆన్లైన్ యాప్ మీ విజయానికి మీకు తోడుగా.
And what he did, what are the major administrative policies he did during his rule. Okay, so non-political thing will concentrate on the socio-economic and cultural aspects and even architecture. Means how the society is organized, how the economy is there, and what is the religion, okay, major religion, and what are the cultural parts, whether it can be art, whether it can be architecture, all these things. Non-political aspects means society, so women position enti, and like caste system barriers ela unnayi ila. Okay, so non-political. So maniki exam lo kuda the mostly important, now the importance like of history in the exam, competitive exams is also changing from political to non-political. Means they are they want the student to know about the society during that time, rather than, means you have to know about the who has ruled and all these things, but the more interest in how the society is there and how the economy is there, whether how the religion, how this culture. Take any exam, now the trend is changing to this side. Okay, so you have to know about you have to make yourself to know about the society rather more than like the ruler, who is the ruler and what he did. You have to know them also, but these are becoming more important. Take any exam, whether it is groups or whether it is UPSC, this part is a major important aspect. Okay, so the major works like major writers under this trend are Bhashyam and Kaushambi. Okay, this Kaushambi has written history based on Karl Marx మెటీరియలిస్ట్ అప్రోచ్. మెటీరియలిస్ట్ అప్రోచ్ ఏంటంటే సొసైటీలో ఉన్న ఎకనామిక్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ బట్టి, ఆ టైంలో సొసైటీలో ఉన్న ఎకనామిక్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ బట్టి సొసైటీలో మిగతావన్నీ బిల్డప్ అవుతాయి. అంటే లైక్ సొసైటీ, రిలీజన్, అదర్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ లైక్ మ్యారేజ్, ఇలాంటివన్నీ సొసైటీలో ఉన్న ఎకానమీ అంటే ఫోర్సెస్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అండ్ రిలేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ అని చెప్పి అంటారు అన్నమాట. అంటే దేన్ని బట్టి అక్కడ ఏ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ సిస్టమ్ మనం ఫాలో అవుతున్నామో, ఫోర్సెస్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఫర్ అగ్రికల్చర్ ఉందనుకోండి, అగ్రికల్చర్ మనం ఎలా చేస్తున్నాము, అండ్ రిలేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్స్ అంటే ఎర్లియర్ మనం అగ్రికల్చర్ మనం ఎలా చేసేవాళ్ళం అంటే ఒక ఇండస్ట్రీలా కాదు, జస్ట్ అది ఒక ఫ్యామిలీ అందరూ కలిసి సస్టైనెన్స్ కోసం చేసుకునేవారు. దట్ ఈస్ ద రిలేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్. ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అంటే దేని ద్వారా మనం పర్టికులర్ ఎకనామిక్ యాక్టివిటీని చేస్తున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు అగ్రికల్చర్ ఉందనుకోండి, మనం మెయిన్లీ దేని ద్వారా చేస్తాం, అగ్రికల్చర్ దున్నడం, అండ్ తర్వాత యానిమల్స్ని యూజ్ చేయడం, అండ్ తర్వాత మ్యాన్ పవర్ని యూజ్ చేసుకోవడం, వాటర్ని యూజ్ చేసుకోవడం, ఇవన్నీ ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అన్నమాట. రిలేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఏంటంటే మనం లైక్ ఎర్లియర్ అగ్రికల్చర్ ఎలా చేసేవాళ్ళం, సో ఫ్యామిలీయే వెళ్ళి ఆ ఫ్యామిలీయే అందరూ కలిసి పండించుకునేవాళ్ళు అన్నమాట. సో రిలేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్. ఇప్పుడు క్యాపిటలిజం ఉందనుకోండి, క్యాపిటలిజంలో లైక్ ఫ్యామిలీ ఉన్న లైక్ రిలేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఏంటి, మెయిన్లీ ఇట్స్ లేబర్. అంటే పీపుల్ హూ ఆర్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్ ఇన్ ద క్యాపిటలిజం దే విల్ సెల్ ద లేబర్ టు డూ సర్టన్ వర్క్, అండ్ ఫర్ ద వర్క్ దే విల్ గెట్ ద వేజెస్. అది రిలేషన్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ అన్నమాట క్యాపిటలిజంలో. సో క్యాపిటలిజంలో ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఏంటంటే ప్రాఫిట్, ఏ బిజినెస్ అయినా ప్రాఫిట్ కోసం. ఓకే, అలా. సో దీన్ని బట్టే మన సొసైటీలో ఉన్న మిగతా ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ అన్ని బిల్డ్ అవుతాయి. అంటే రిలీజన్ అయినా అవ్వండి, మ్యారేజ్ అయినా అవ్వండి, ఇంకా ఏ ఆస్పెక్ట్ అయినా దీన్ని బట్టే డిపెండ్ అవుతుంది అని చెప్పి, ఇంకా ఎకానమీ అయినా అవ్వండి దీన్ని బట్టే డిపెండ్ అవుతుంది అని చెప్పి ఒక వ్యూ పాయింట్ మాట. హిస్టరీని ఒక డిఫరెంట్ వ్యూ పాయింట్స్లో చూస్తారు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కొలోనియల్ పీపుల్ ఏ వ్యూ పాయింట్లో చూసారు ఏన్షియంట్ హిస్టరీని, లైక్ ప్రో ఇంపెరియలిస్ట్, అంటే దే వాంట్ టు యూజ్ ఇండియా in order to satisfy their own needs. Okay, like colonial needs means they want to turn India as a colony, that is use Indian resources for their development. అంటే for their development అంటే మన రా మెటీరియల్స్ తీసుకెళ్ళి అక్కడ వాళ్ళ ఫ్యాక్టరీస్లోని లైక్ ప్రాసెస్ చేసి అక్కడున్న ఫినిష్ గుడ్స్ తీసుకొచ్చి మనకి ఇవ్వడం అన్నమాట. సో దీన్ని కాలనీ అంటారు. ఓకే, సో Britishers like colonial historians andru, they have viewed Indian history with one mindset. That mindset was called as pro-imperialistic mindset, with the interest of British. Okay, with the interest of British interests only. Okay, and ఇక్కడ మెటీరియలిస్ట్ అప్రోచ్ ఏంటంటే ఒక పర్టిక్యులర్ ఏ కంట్రీ హిస్టరీ అయినా అక్కడ ఉన్న రిలేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ అండ్ ఫోర్స్ ఆఫ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ మీద ఆధారపడి ఉంటుంది. దాన్ని బట్టే ఆ పర్టిక్యులర్ సొసైటీ ఉన్న మిగతా ఆస్పెక్ట్స్, మిగతా ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ కూడా బిల్డ్ అవుతాయి అని చెప్పి, అది కౌశాంబి అండ్ భాష్యం. ఓకే, లేటర్ ఫేజ్లోని మన నేషనలిస్ట్ పీపులే లైక్ డ్యూరింగ్ మోడర్న్ లైక్ నేషనలిస్ట్ మూవ్మెంట్ అరౌండ్ 1970s like that, certain people, not everyone, they are rationalist historians also, but major trend ఏంటంటే 1970s ఆ టైంలో కమ్యూనిస్ట్ అప్రోచ్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయింది అనమాట. అంటే ఎవ్రీథింగ్ లైక్ ఎవ్రీ ఆస్పెక్ట్ ఇన్ ద హిస్టరీ వ్యూ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద రిలీజియస్ ఆస్పెక్ట్. ఓకే, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ దట్ మచ్ గుడ్, బట్ దిస్ వాస్ ద ట్రెండ్ దే హ్యావ్ అబ్జర్వ్. బట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద పాస్ట్ 30 decades like that, there were major sea changes in the history research. Okay, where history, one major sea change was non-political aspects were given more importance. So, and other thing is, along with literary sources, they are now like want archaeological sources also. ఓకే, ఆర్కియలాజికల్ సోర్సెస్ అంటే లైక్ ఏన్షియంట్స్ యూస్ చేసిన మెటీరియల్సో లేకపోతే ఏవైనా బిల్డింగ్సో వాటి ద్వారా, అంటే లిటరేచర్లో ఆల్రెడీ చదివినా సో దాని ట్రేసెస్ ఉన్నాయా లేదా అని చెక్ చేసుకొని, క్రాస్ చెక్ చేసుకొని ఎవిడెన్స్ కోసం హెల్ప్ అవుతుంది. ఈ ఎవిడెన్స్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేస్తే సైన్స్ అన్నది రాషనల్ అని ఎందుకు అంటాం, సైన్స్ ఈజ్ అ రాషనల్ నాలెడ్జ్ అని ఎందుకు అంటామంటే ఇట్ హ్యాస్ ఎవిడెన్స్ అండ్ లాజిక్. ఓకే, సో ఈ హిస్టరీని ఆర్కియలాజికల్ సోర్సెస్తో సపోర్ట్ చేస్తే మనకి ఎవిడెన్స్ తీసుకొస్తున్నాం, దానివల్ల ఇట్ ఈస్ బికమింగ్ ద సైంటిఫిక్ థింగ్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ ద లైక్ modern like how the modern historians have evolved. Okay, regarding study of our ancient history.